I remember if there was ever a time where I liked a girl and another dude that liked her, I wouldn't like that girl anymore.
Really?
Yeah, I'd immediately be like, all right.
Because some
That's why
people
you were
will
single
go
for 30 years. Chance the Rapper was like trending on Twitter. He spent like $30,000 on Postmates in the last year, and it was like,
who did?
Chance the Rapper.
Yeah,
I was like, he probably makes fucking 500 times as much money than me,
And how much
I
is that,
probably
30?
spent 10 grand.
Exactly. To us, like that's probably
that ain't shit.
That ain't shit. Oh, during the pandemic, I wonder how much I spent on Postmates.
Oh, yeah.
So
like
he,
during the height of shit.
On average, that breaks down to $2,500 a month. I can see him doing that if he lives a very busy life and he just needs food, like while he's on the go. I could absolutely see that.
This was since 2014.
Oh,
2014.
Oh, he's fine.
Yeah.
That's nothing.
I bet I have spent that.
Yeah,
I'm not kidding.
I think a lot of people have spent that.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people have spent that.
That makes me nervous, though.
What?
I don't want to look back at my history to see, because I kind of want to know how much money I've spent over the years on Postmates alone, because that doesn't then include DoorDash or Uber Eats or all of the other fucking shit that I've used.
You can get one of those like budgeting apps like Mint. And I think it can it'll give you I don't want to see the number. I have it downloaded, but I don't really. I have a pretty detailed monthly budget spreadsheet that I have, but then
But Mint's really good though, yeah. Well, when you use it.
Yeah, I think it can be. Yeah. A lot of people recommend it. I've had it since 2008.
Yeah, it's been around for a minute. I should use it. Even though I don't buy, I buy a lot of T-shirts.
Yeah. Do you ever get nervous about overspending? Or are you someone who just stays in your budget? I'm the same way. I feel like I have periods where I spend damn near nothing, except for the bare minimum of what I need. And then there are months where I spend way too much.
Yeah.
But not
I say we keep this on the podcast. I like this discussion.
Yeah.
Should we just start without
I'm trying to think of the last expensive thing I like.
Yeah. Tell them no hurry.
Probably something with guitars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of guitars and
something with
guitars. I started collecting things now too. I am now collecting handbags.
Okay.
I've officially gone into that realm.
Like the Chanel and all that shit?
Yeah, because I found out that you can resell them for a crazy amount of money now.
So it's like shoes. It's like
it's like shoes, except for I think that you can actually wear the bags and still make money without kind of damaging it, because as long as you have a bag in good condition, no one really cares if you wore it. Whereas if you have shoes and you wear it and then you try to resell it, the value really isn't the same.
Yeah.
Unless you have something crazy like I don't know, the red Yeezys or something.
Yeah, or you're not wearing them at all.
You're
at literally
all. Yeah, you have them for dead stock. But with bags, I guess since they're was such a limited supply during the pandemic, stores like Chanel have made it a policy where you could buy only one bag a month. So people who are used to buying Chanel, who are used to throwing money at this expensive bag, now want it more, and the price has increased, but they could resell it for an extra $1,000 or $2,000. You can buy a bag for $5,000 in store and sell it on the street for $6,000 easy that same day.
And then you're hedging against inflation, having goods. Money, dollar's not worth anything. Get rid of your cash. Get bags.
Yeah. Yes.
What do you collect?
It's the new crypto.
Gosh, I end up buying.
You don't seem like you buy much of anything.
I buy a lot of equipment. That's
that makes sense.
And they're big purchases. So and it's.
But the resale value on that is also good.
It's true. Those do hold up. If you take care of it, which I'm not good with my stuff. I'm so I don't know. I just move so fast. And I break stuff and I lose stuff and I spill on it. But I'm just can't slow down. More coal. More coal. But
Nick doesn't fucking slow down at all.
But yeah, so that's where my money goes. As I've made more money, I'm a I'm a zero-sum game regardless of how much I'm making. I was living in Los Angeles on $25,000 and perfectly happy, but now I also have the same amount of money saved up, which is zero.
if you don't have any kids or anything like or much responsibilities, you can survive on $25,000 out here.
Yeah.
Hardcore.
Had a living room, $400 a month.
Yeah.
Boom.
Bruh, that's what
Did you guys see a TikTok that's angering people where a woman says that she, like, as an adult, she made kind of a broad term saying, as an adult, making $10,000 a month isn't a lot of money. It's just enough to survive. And so many people were so angry at her for saying that because $10,000 is a lot. But I think once you factor it, I think regardless of where you live, assuming she lives in a expensive city like, let's say LA.
Okay.
10,000 is still a lot of money. I just don't understand what she was talking about. 10,000 a month is a lot.
Yeah.
Like, even if you set aside money for your taxes, like for your rent, your overhead cost of living month to month, 10,000 is a fucking lot.
Yeah, was she saying like after everything she ends up with 10,000?
Yeah, but she was also kind of coming at it from the perspective of like, I'm an adult. I'm a woman who likes nice things. So 10,000 isn't a lot for me because the way to maintain the level of living that I want for myself, 10,000 isn't a lot. So a lot of people got angry because saying the broad statement of $10,000 isn't a lot of money to live off of in a month. People are like, that's bullshit. But when you actually kind of listen to what she's saying for my lifestyle,
for her lifestyle,
10,000 isn't a lot.
Okay, I guess, I reacted off emotion.
Exactly.
I'm with you.
I got a little hype.
Well, if you want that lifestyle, you better be pretty or willing to work.
Yeah.
Woman.
Yeah.
I don't know. You can't like have this expectation of this lifestyle, but then have no way of bringing that in.
Yeah, I don't think I have any issue with someone saying stuff like that as long as they're the ones maintaining their own lifestyle. But if you kind of throw that around as like a broad statement and you're not the one bringing that lifestyle to you, I feel like that's bullshit.
Oh, 100%.
If someone else is paying for it.
Like, what are you doing for the man? You don't know anything about her?
No, it's just that one video I saw.
Hey, any thruples hit us up?
We just posted last night, so it's a pretty quick turnaround.
That is a quick turnaround.
We're recording this on Monday, which we don't usually do because
we normally don't record on Mondays.
Shapel and I are going out of town.
Yeah.
Shout out to the thruples though.
Shout out to the thruples. You thruples better hit us up and stop playing.
I'm also so curious because last week we were talking about the 2 males, 1 female thruple. I'm curious about the 2 males, 1 male thruple. Like
two males,
2 males, 1 female. Like how does that?
I don't know if that
does
exists.
that work the same way?
Kalila
Like
did
the man is bi.
She did.
Yeah, she's told the story a lot on podcasts. She lived with 2 men before Bobby Lee, and they were all dating.
Oh wow.
They were all dating.
Yeah.
So the dudes were fucking with.
There's a clip of it.
Were they
I don't wanna
fucking
watch
each
it,
other or like always
to.
with her?
That's a good question, actually. I think
Wait, because if it's 2 straight men, like men, and
saying,
1 straight woman, I feel like that's like a little it doesn't even itself out. But if both men were bi and she was into men, I feel like that's more equal playing field. Whereas like in your situation, it was 2 women who were bi and then the man who was straight.
Yeah.
So like the women can hook up with each other as well.
Yeah.
Whereas if it's 2 straight men, like they're not hooking up.
Yeah, I wonder how often you see it that way.
Yeah, that's why.
But also, like,
I feel like that happens a lot.
Dudes have such massive egos that I don't know if they could drop the ego and be like, "We're both being with this girl."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely. I don't know how often that happens where it's actually comfortable and it's actually a happy situation, whereas maybe there's issues behind the scene. Yeah, that's what I would imagine.
Well, the reason why I think about it is
I mean, I
remember if there was ever a time where I liked a girl, and another dude that liked her, I wouldn't like that girl anymore.
Really?
Yeah, I'd immediately be like, all right.
Because some
That's why
people
you were
will
single
go
for 30 years.
Nope.
That kept happening.
I know, right? It happened quite often.
Unless you have like a really unique taste.
I love that you just let up instead of being like, you know what, I'm gonna compete.
Because I don't want to fucking compete. I don't want. I'm not gonna fight for your love.
Yeah.
I just don't want to fucking.
But what if she liked you more?
Then that's fine.
Then that's fine.
That's fine.
Are you saying she didn't like you? Is that the situation?
Listen, that's fair too. You know, these are all fair points. But
happened to the best of us.
If she liked me, but I think it was just like, okay, let me take that back.
Okay.
I think if I was attracted to a girl and another dude was as well, then I would kind of just fall back. I'd be like, all right, but I ain't doing this. I'm not getting no fucking rumble over
No Rumble in the Bronx for her?
Fuck no. I could do it. By the way, great movie. By the way, homegirl in that movie, hot as fuck.
I actually never admitted to this. I've never watched Rumble in the Bronx.
Man,
I just
type in
pretend
Rumble in
like
the
I did
Bronx.
because everyone would talk
Jackie
about it.
Chan.
and
Let's
I'd
watch
smile.
all of it.
Yeah, let's watch all of it. We're gonna watch the whole Rumble in the Bronx.
And break it down.
Oh, who
scene for
are
scene.
we? What are we doing?
Oh shit! It was Cats
Oh.
After Dark. Sorry, I did not introduce this. Welcome back to another episode of Cats After Dark. We kind of were just rolling, so forgive us if we were just rambling,
Rumbling in the dark.
rumbling in the dark.
I personally like that dynamic of like we kind of cold open into it, and then all of a
Yeah.
sudden, oh no,
All of a
here's
sudden,
our
here
intro.
we are.
Yeah.
Yo, so scroll down. I think it's I
are you
can't
looking
see
for?
her name.
Oh, you're looking
It's
for
to
the
the right of
cast?
Jackie Chan. The girl he was fighting for in that movie was beautiful.
Her? Top
No, to top
third?
Top
It's gotta
second
be her, right?
or
The
the
third.
top second.
Yeah, it has to be.
No.
Yeah,
Her?
come on,
The
click it.
third. It's the third one.
Was it her?
No,
Who's
it's the
fighting
third
for?
one.
Are you sure?
Watch, go back. It's that one right there. That one. When she was younger.
Type in young.
Yeah, I guarantee you.
You guarantee?
Guarantee you.
Yeah, there she is.
Yeah.
Hey.
Smoking hot.
wow.
Smoking hot. Right?
Baddie.
Baddie.
I can
totally
see why
forgot
he would
about
rumble
that.
in the Bronx
I
for
know,
her.
right?
I could see why. I get
She's
it.
still killing it now, ain't she?
I'm about to go Rumble in the Bronx for her. She's bad.
Yeah, she's still killing that. What's that new picture look like? I didn't really get to see it. Show me that new, that updated. You get that, man.
Well,
She looks like a lady.
yeah.
Yeah.
If that's her right now, she looks really good.
She's got to be like 50, right? That movie was
Yeah,
30 years ago.
Yeah, that movie came out in the 90s. 95, I want to say that movie came out.
It came out when I was born.
Oh my god.
She's 49.
49.
Wow, she don't even
She's
look
good
49.
for 49. Yeah.
She's
She's
Canadian.
great.
Shout out to Frank.
Canadian.
That was like
Coyce.
me yelling out the speed of an ostrich. I was one
Yeah.
off.
Yeah. Yo, shout out to Frank Coyce. Yep.
Francois.
Francois?
Oh,
Francois, baby.
Frank Coyce.
That's
Any
it.
Coyce salad.
Any Coyce salad?
I mean,
From
am
white
I
girls?
right? Yeah.
Oh, no, White Chicks.
White
There we
chicks, white chicks.
go. Oh, God, love that.
I know that movie fucking great.
I love that
Where'd it
movie.
go?
That used to be my sister's go-to movie when it was still on Netflix for her to go to sleep, like the background
Oh
noise.
yeah. That's good background noise movie. Yeah.
What do you
Yeah.
listen to on background? Do you do that? I do that all the
Oh,
time.
yeah, all
I
the
have
time.
shit just playing and
Like,
I'm not
wait,
really
wait,
paying
for
attention.
sleeping?
Just like in general.
Background, good background stuff for me. I don't think I
Autofocus
have anything of
closed.
that
Oh,
nature.
hell yeah, dude.
But I tell you what, I do have.
What?
I have specific movies for flights.
For flights.
Yes.
What type of movies do you like watching on flights?
It's a lot of it's my favorite movies.
Oh, it's just like
Saving
the heavy
Silverman.
hitters over and over.
Yep.
Got it.
Saving Silverman.
Don't know
I
that
guess
one.
I'm the
remember.
only one.
I know I love Saving Silverman.
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Oh.
Amanda P was just trending yesterday on Twitter because people
what?
were like, respond to this picture, and it was of Amanda P. if you think she's extremely famous, and like everybody's like Saving Silverman or Saving Silverman.
Saving Silverman.
yeah, Saving Silverman. That movie's
And
great.
Jack Black was amazing in it. He
I
was so
love
good.
Jack
Oh,
Black.
so good.
I loved it.
And so is Arlie
Steve
Ernie.
Zahn.
Which one's
So-
Arlie Ernie?
He's the coach
Yeah, he's the coach. Yeah.
from Full Metal Jacket.
Full Metal Jacket. Rest in peace. So
Oh, I totally forgot.
Saving-
Oh yeah,
that
I
one.
got you.
Yeah.
Blue Streak with Martin Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
That's one. Tombstone.
Yep.
Four Brothers.
Ooh, Four Brothers is a good one.
Both Equalizers.
Both.
Both
I
Taken. And then
That's a lot of action movies for
I know,
a flight.
Yeah. And then
He's ready.
Straight Outta Compton. So these are my movies for like when I'm on flights.
Love Straight Outta Compton
Yeah.
so much.
Yes. So
I was
those are
obsessed
my-
with that movie, and I had the
Oh.
biggest crush on O'Shea Jackson Jr. because of that. I didn't
Because of
think
that
he was
movie?
going to be
He
a
killed
good
it.
actor,
He
but
killed
he
it.
was
Who did he
great in
play?
it.
His
Huh?
dad?
He played his dad.
he played his dad.
I don't know who
Ice Cube.
Oh,
Ice Cube's son.
Oh,
Ice Cube's son. He said, "Who did he play?"
I was in love with him when that movie came
I
out. Like,
fucking
absolutely
love that movie.
obsessed with him.
One of my favorite biopics.
Biopic?
I've said that wrong a bunch.
I know. I was like,
biopic.
biopic.
That's his kid.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then that's-
Oh wow.
Right?
It's so similar, man.
How hard is that?
I need to watch that movie because, like we've said, we're
So
the
good.
same person. But and every other movie you said on that list, like I fucking love.
So those are movies you could do for flights.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, see, I actually have
So
a different.
top five for a flight.
I have a different
You're
theory on
flying here-
flights.
if you're flying from Los Angeles to fucking West Palm Beach, Florida.
I feel like
Direct
that's
flight. What are you watching?
See what
Marley
I
and
do.
me, I knew it.
What I do on flights, because I'm like, this is the one time I don't have like any distractions, whatever. I'll watch a movie I've never seen.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, I'm gonna sit here and watch this, and like something that like recently I watched Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, which I knew everybody loves that movie. I've never
what?
watched it, huh?
What was it called?
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, Jim Carrey. It's awesome.
And that girl Winslow. What?
Kate Winslet.
Kate
Winslet.
Winslet. Yeah.
Kristen Dunst. Mark
Can't say that I've seen
Ruffalo.
that.
You should watch it on your next flight, but you won't. You'll be
I
watching
won't
straight
'cause I
out
have
Compton.
my- or Four Brothers.
Yeah.
you watch very stressful movies on flights.
Oh gosh, I know.
Or Being John Malkovich was another one I watched recently. I'd never seen it. Knew it was revered. Nobody likes the movies I've watched recently on flights, but this is my new thing. This is my new thing that I do on flights.
Yeah, so those are like your go-tos.
But all those movies are ones I would like fall asleep to, or
Yeah.
if I see them on TV, I'll sit down and watch the rest of them. I fucking love these.
Wait, did I say Tombstone?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Oh, you got it.
I
Don't
want to
worry.
make sure I said
You got it.
Tombstone.
I saw Equalizer clips, a bunch of clips on YouTube, and I really want to watch them.
But you
The
only
first
watch
one?
the clips.
I think I watched the first one, the whole movie, but I just been it's like Equalizer 2 clips have been popping up like crazy on my YouTube. So I'll just
doesn't
watch
mean-
it, and they're so good. The scenes are so good.
It's because I
he
threw
locks
it in
the
your, I
door.
threw it in your algorithm.
Probably.
I think
Just
I
like the
did.
Instagram thing.
What do you do on flights?
Interesting you ask, because I had a long flight to the Great Lakes. And so there's a different movies. So I didn't want to watch it because I don't like Will Smith right now. But King Richard was on. So I was like, fuck, I got to watch it.
I heard it was good.
Yeah, it's so
Great
good.
movie.
Yeah, it's so
Great
good.
fucking
Good.
movie.
He overdoes the dad's like speech though, right?
I
We got to
mean,
work here. Like, he overdoes it a little bit, but
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it was really, really, really good.
I came in like 20 minutes late to the movie because they were watching at home.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea what was going on. It was so good that it just sucked me in and I
Yeah.
got like invested
Gets
into
you
it.
emotional.
Are
too.
they giving that movie backlash now?
No.
They better not.
No.
They better let that movie be by
The
itself.
movie is its
Separate the
movie,
man
yeah.
from the
So,
art.
yeah,
Exactly.
separate it.
Did you ever watch
Separate
Growing
that
Pains?
shit.
Growing Pains.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Remember-
remember Growing Pains? Yeah.
You know Brad Pitt.
Seaver.
Yes, Brad Pitt was on it, and he played a musician, and he had
Oh,
this
Growing Pains?
Growing Pains. So Brad Pitt was on it,
Brad Pitt.
but he played like this famous musician that Ben was like
Keep
obsessed
him on his
with.
toes.
So Ben loved him, right? You can see him right the picture with him and the guitar and Ben. On the very, yeah. See, he was
so
like, he loved him,
handsome.
and he had this song about like loving his girlfriend, and then Ben went to the concert and went to the green room, and Brad Pitt's character was cheating on the girl with another girl, making out. He's like, "How could you do that? You made this song about So then, I think his dad told him like, "Don't worry about that. That's the music is the music, and he is he. And like you could still love the music."
Alan
That's what
Thicke.
reminded me. of.
Alan Thicke.
Thicke, yeah.
Alan Thicke.
Rest in peace.
R.I.P. Alan
R.I.P.
Thicke.
R.I.P. Alan Thicke.
Man, that one dude said they claimed to predict his death.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, that was aggressive on how
But
I
young-
said that.
I didn't hear about this.
And
Young
I
gay-
guess I didn't give any context. on
Someone
what I'm
said
I know what
trying
you're
to
talking
say.
about though. The young kid.
Clairvoyant.
Yeah.
The guy, he said he didn't he say he predicted his death?
Who are we talking about?
The clairvoyant that talked about Alan Thicke, he was doing the
Oh,
reading.
Tyler, the
Yes.
twink.
Yes.
Yes,
what's his
yes.
name?
He had his own show on E. His name was Tyler.
Something.
Oh, I
Blonde
remember
Tyler
this.
the
Twink?
He
I-
did
we
the
talked about Cats After
Kardashians
Dark
for a
one time.
while.
Or King of the Sing.
Yeah, and he
We are
talked about
Catholic.
he talked to the Kardashians about
Yeah, about
one
their
of-
like grandparents
He
or
talked
something,
to
or like their
Latoya
dad.
Jackson about Michael.
That's crazy because I have a whole podcast about him, and I didn't cover that. You guys can check out the podcast. It's called Thick Boy.
It is
What?
It's just a joke.
What?
Just a fire joke.
Just a fire. He's
Fire.
that guy. I don't know if he said I don't know if he claimed he predicted.
I think he said
his
something about a
death.
health issue,
He said something about a health issue,
and that
heart
was the
condition,
way
and then
he had
a heart
died.
attack.
Yeah.
Three. What? They said
3 months before.
Did he warn? I don't know if he necessarily warned him though.
No, he was telling him he thinks there's some issues.
But there
so
was
take care
but
of it.
I guess there was a history, like it was a hereditary thing in his family.
Yeah, I mean, there you go.
Because I looked it up. He said something about be careful. There's a clip on it, Meatball, on YouTube.
Just go to the no mind.
Yeah, go to Tyler. What's this guy name?
Tyler Henry.
Scroll, Meatball. You got this. No.
I know. I'm just.
That's the video.
Oh, you guys want to watch a video?
It's a real quick one. It's like really, really quick. No.
When he was just 10 years old, Tyler Henry.
Nah,
No, that
that
one's
ain't
Whitney
it.
Houston.
Go to YouTube, Meatball. You got this. I believe in you. My new goal is to just say nice things about Meatball.
I don't think it's gonna last.
Yeah, I was
long.
just about to say, let's see
how long
it
you
lasts.
think?
It's a
This
compliment
episode-
sandwich. You say something nice, and then you
Yeah.
insult them, and then you say something nice. So then it's like,
And then my Shapel meter is gonna go off every time he says something crazy.
Startling premonition
hear
to
it?
Alan Thicke as he
Yeah,
sat
he's-
down with a Hollywood medium. Listen to this warning about his heart.
When it comes to like a family and a gene perspective, it's possible that within your family there might be multiple men who end up at a later age dealing with blood pressure issues, but also deal with either a heart murmur or heart arrhythmia.
3 months after the taping of
That's it. That's the warning. That's so broad, though. You could say that to anybody.
the show,
No?
Thicke suffered chest pain.
Especially if you knew the family
Collapsed
history
all
Yeah,
beforehand.
like that's
Oh,
what I'm saying.
you're getting old. Oh, that means you could die soon. Like that's how broad it is.
Yeah, we talk about blood pressure. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
up
I don't
for a
believe in
hockey
this stuff.
game.
He was a
Christian,
healthy
one day I
guy.
could see
He
possibly
played
just
hockey,
cardiac arrest from
played
too much
tennis all
uppers.
the time.
See? Now let's get.
Should we do predictions?
Now let's
But
get
no,
Nick
so hit
Nick can
pause.
be a certified clairvoyant now. There we go.
Because this dude's like big time with this shit. Like he goes on the road.
Yeah.
He does like tours.
Oh yeah.
I
where he
think it's
fucking-
insane because a lot of people who claim to have like this clairvoyant or like psychic abilities, some of them have such crazy clientele where just like people with unlimited amounts of money going to them, throwing money at them, like, oh, what's gonna happen in my future? Should I take this role or this role?
Hold on.
I
Nick
just
was,
complete-
Nick was doing a point.
I just completely agree with your philosophy that like these people who, as long as you have like the confidence and the ability
charisma.
and the courage to stick with this, even if you think it's a lie,
Yeah.
there's gonna be you can find a dumb, ignorant audience who will continue to pay you. And I mean, like that guy we had on King and the Sting. He was a comic in L.A.
that guy.
Oh, Thomas
yeah.
Dell. I love Thomas Dell.
Yeah, he seems super fun, very friendly. That motherfucker ain't psychic. You can send him this clip. You can send him this
He
clip.
said you can send him this clip. He probably already knows you're talking shit.
Well,
He just
probably
walks
does.
in. He just walks in the back door. So I heard you were talking shit. Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did immediately sense my skeptical energy when we did have we just zoomed him in. He was like, I can tell Nick back there doesn't believe.
Yeah.
I made him a little bit more flamboyant than he
I was gonna say, I feel like every because that guy was flamboyant, and then there's this guy back home I know who claims to be a clairvoyant, completely bullshit, talked exactly the way Nick
Yeah.
just did. So maybe that's
So
a
you think
clairvoyant
people are
thing.
just paying these motherfuckers?
No, I've heard a lot of stories of rich people with a lot of money who almost feel like they want to have some sort of control over their future by having someone tell them what to do. That's my perspective on it.
Got
Now,
it.
I don't know
Okay.
whether these people have the ability or not, but there is a group of people who want to have such control, a feeling of control over their future, that they'll go to someone and say, hey, what should I do, this or this? What are the outcomes gonna be? And it's like a form of like, I want to be able to control what happens to me.
Yeah.
But, like,
yeah. That's
I also
fair.
want someone to tell me good things about me.
I also heard
Yeah, it's kind of weak.
that
and
you can
pathetic
learn
is
that
what
you
she's
can
saying.
learn how to do this shit. Like there's certain questions you can ask, which is okay.
Oh, that's
someone
what you mean.
Someone
Not
explained
to
it
be
to
a
me
real
like this:
clairvoyant.
the way they could do it. Okay, put it this way: it's like if you're on stage, I guess I'm the only stand-up comic I am. But anyways, if you're on stage, you're dealing with a heckler. You know what you do to a heckler? You ask them a question, and then they say something, which you can find exactly like they tell you just off of something little. A heckler can give you everything you know about them with just I don't know saying something completely fucking dumb in the sense of stand-up comedy.
So you're able
And
to
then
read people in that
You're
moment.
able to read them immediately based off of what they say because that's what you do when you deal with a heckler. You read them and you just ask them a simple question. Like it could be like easy as like, oh, what do you do? And then they can say what they do, and then based off of their work, they just let you know everything about them.
She's like, Chappelle, I'm sensing like some pain in your life. Have you have a family member fall ill or pass away recently or in the last 12 years? Is there anybody coming to mind? Anybody coming to mind?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Who was that? Who was that?
yes.
Yeah.
Who was that?
Yeah. Who?
My brother.
Yeah, that's why I was sensing brother. I'm also sensing like a J or an M or an S or a T name.
Maybe an A, a B, or a
His last name was James.
Yes, yeah.
dude.
I would have actually guessed Lacey.
Yeah.
Maybe not a T in the first name. Maybe the middle name.
James,
The last
yeah,
name?
no,
There's
James
an L in
yeah.
the middle name.
A nickname.
See, that's
And you
what's-
guys you guys were either close or there was a big rift
Distance,
between. Yeah.
We did have
Distant
a
or
rift.
Close. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
We had a riff before.
Um,
That's so fucking crazy because that's exactly
he's telling
what-
me he wants you to be super successful for him, and that's all he needs. And now you feel better, and now you will pay me the next.
And now
time.
Chappelle's
Yes.
crying.
See? Easy.
All right, then you do it, meatball.
No, I'm just no, I can't do it. Nick was very convincing. I'm
Nick,
just
hey,
saying.
Give it up for Nick.
I would like
answer,
to.
good
If I had a willing audience, I would like to try to commit to it like fully.
Oh, that'd be
Is it-
hilarious.
All of a sudden, Nick just fucking runs with this shit and
Yeah.
just starts making bank. Come see Nick Davis live.
See,
at
but
the
if you were
circus.
smart about it, I feel like you need to reach a global audience and just start a Patreon for stuff like that.
I wonder how much that kid fucking makes. Tyler Henry Network.
He must be super.
You
rich
can
right
never
now.
trust those things. Though.
Well, okay, we could probably give us a gauge.
Or if you go to his website, I'm sure you can figure out if he's on tour, like where
Oh,
he's
yeah, how much
performing
his
at.
tickets
Try
are.
to
Yeah,
figure
yeah.
out that.
Yeah, we could do it that. Hey, I guess there's a
Follow
better
the
way
money.
to do it.
I do that kind of math all the time.
Really?
That's fun math.
What this performer, what venue they're doing,
shit.
what are ticket sales?
What is it?
$770.
well, that's December 21st. December 3rd, 2020.
So it seems like this is an old tour. Okay.
But then Paramount Theater, Denver, Colorado. This looks April 24th, 2022,
So the
$125.
lowest price is
$70.
When is he? What's the first date in Colorado?
April 24th.
Damn it! I'm there. The 20th to the 23rd.
Oh gosh, if Nick could have fucking gone to that
Ah, that would have been
and
great.
reported back to us. So
Would have been another Corey Feldman thing.
yeah, I know. Yeah,
Would have been hilarious.
Holy shit! Why is this one so much money?
I don't
I don't know. So click it.
I wonder if it's like a home show and he has
Yeah.
a very large audience there.
Oh, it's only. Oh, never mind.
It's a theater.
And so what? I wonder what he does at his live show. Does he just pick out guests, or he has guests that he brings with him?
I don't know. I'm sure there's a section of it at the very top. He kind of gives an introduction to him and his story.
And then he'll
he
pick
brings
someone out of the
somebody.
audience.
Yeah, he brings somebody up. He does it live.
See, I was told that people like when people go to the show. Like I know someone who went to one, and she knew that she was going to talk to the guy on the show. So I thought that maybe they all knew. Like that's what I mean. Like, people go on the show and they already know that they're going to talk
It's
to the
kinda planned
clairvoyant.
out.
Yeah, it's planned out. So what's stopping that guy from doing that research? He knows he was going to have on, know all the family issues.
No.
So obviously they're going to do research and make it look like he's a fucking clairvoyant.
But look at it this way, because Nick. Okay, so say. Okay, so you don't have a sister, right?
No.
So Nick could
You
be.
knew it.
Exactly. Done. And that's how it's done.
Literally.
Say you don't have a sister, right? Or you don't have a sister.
I don't.
And I'm like, oh, I'm sisting a sister, right?
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, I don't have a sister, but I have someone that's like my sister. Yes. You know what I mean?
I watched a lot of Sister.
Yeah. Yes.
Tia Tamara.
You know, but
Great
but you'll say this thing. That's what I'm saying. It's like what you do to a heckler. You know,
I
what do you
think-
do for work?
I think they just
I do
know how to steer the conversation and make it look like, yeah.
They're in control.
Yeah,
'Cause
exactly.
You're so engaged with them. You're listening to everything they say. So you're like, oh, well, I don't have a sister, but I have this person that's like my sister that I grew up with. That's basically a close friend of mine. You know, whatever, blah
Exactly.
blah blah.
Yeah.
Because there's an assumption from the audience that you are real. So if you say something about sister, there's got to be. It's I'm the one's wrong if I can't think of anything that I can
Yeah, you're
see the
automatically
connection.
connecting the
Yeah.
dots for him.
Wait, say that again.
I'm saying what you're saying. Like the person who you say something about the sister to, they feel like they're wrong if they can't think of what you're talking about. So they'll search for any grain of truth to be like, yes, he's right.
I think the Cats After Dark crew should go to one of these shows and see what happens.
$1,000
I was
show.
freaked out when Thomas came.
Yeah.
I wasn't. I was like, I ain't saying shit.
My family does a lot of these in Vietnam. I remember doing the King the Sting. I sent in a photo of me doing
yeah.
one with a guy who was like a
was a
man
young
baby.
man baby,
He
yeah.
was like wearing just his underwear and he speaks in tongues. He had like a woman translate
that?
for him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we talked about possibly trying to get that. Can we we do the man baby, zoom him in
I don't
here?
think so. I think he
That's
goes
the thing.
like
They do it
to
for
village
free.
to village.
right? He
They do it
doesn't-
for free, but they also take donations. So
Yeah.
it's a little like,
Oh,
yeah. And apparently he speaks in tongues, and there's a woman with him who follows him everywhere he goes because she's the only one who can understand what he's saying. And it's like,
fucking meatball.
He typed in man, baby.
man, baby.
That guy's in front of the families. He's like, "Help me! This woman has kidnapped me." And she's
Right.
like, "Yeah." He says your
Yeah, he
family
says,
members
yeah,
about
He
to
man.
says
pass
more
away.
donations would help
Yeah.
his vision.
Do you think there's actual real type of sort of clairvoyance though, or do you think they're all bullshit?
I don't know.
I think maybe like very, very like limited. I don't know.
I feel like
Because-
if there
I don't know,
is,
because-
it's rarer than we
Because
think.
Yeah.
look at, I mean, this man's been able to make a career off of, but he's not the only one that's done that before.
And-
No,
If you
there's
watch
the
the
Long
show-
Island medium.
Yeah, Long
Yeah.
Island. It was that lady with the hair.
Yeah, with the hair.
lady with the hair.
There's another one before her
The good
too that was
hair.
There's a
popular.
guy, and he had a TV show.
Oh yeah. I think they got called out or something like that.
What do you mean?
That guy that
For
the
being
TV
fake?
show.
What's that fucking-
For
Was
being
it
fake
same
or
Matt
something.
Fraser?
Was that his name?
No, there was like
Type
a
in
J
male,
or something.
famous male clairvoyant, not gay.
We talking about
He had a
So
TV
there's
show.
none.
No,
there
there
was
one
Jim
who's-
crossing over with
Yes.
with
Crossing
with,
over. It's called Crossing
Type
Over.
in crossing
Chris
over.
Edwards,
Oh,
Jim
Chris-
Edwards,
yeah,
Chris
something.
Edwards,
Chris or Jim?
Chris, John
John.
Edwards,
John, that's
Edwards.
what it was. It was
John
a J.
Edwards. John Edwards. Good answer.
Good answer.
Good answer. Good answer.
I think something happened with him where he got caught. And before him, there was a girl on Maury
That also got caught?
She was apparently working with the FBI to find bodies, and like, she was able to find one, but then they called her out on like making a bunch of like fake shit.
Yeah.
Wait, so she was able to find a body because
Something what she was saying, like she led cops to a certain thing.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like there are certain
John Edward.
situations where it is
John Edward.
kind of like the Simpsons have predicted a shit
Oh
ton
yeah,
of
that's
stuff.
true. But that's
So that's why I'm like maybe it's possible, but definitely at a more rare
So
thing.
this guy got called out?
I think he did, but I don't remember.
Do you know, Christian, that a lot of times the Simpsons have called out a lot of stuff because they've done so much stuff, but like a lot of times when something happens in the news, the Simpsons will draw it up like they do their artwork, and then they tweet it and it goes viral, and they're like, "Oh, look, the Simpsons predicted this."
Really?
But they're just like playing a prank on it. There's a number of those that have been
Those
proven.
hoes.
That's
I
what
don't-
I'm saying. That's what I was thinking
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
I'm like, there's no fucking
the
way.
fuck?
Some of them are
Everyone's
some of them are like, yeah, there's
kind of crazy,
yeah.
but at the same time, I'm like,
So how? What would I look up for that?
Simpsons did it hoax. Or Simpsons predicted it hoax. But in it, as he looks that up, a couple updates. First, we have James Beshara, CEO of Magic Mind, zooming in 5 minutes. Just learn a little bit more about him and thank him for supporting the show. Also, the one guy who had a sixth grader who wants to like challenge
Yes.
one of us or all of us. I don't know how
It's
we'll
gonna
do
be
it
like
yet.
Iron Chef, where they get to choose who they want to battle.
Yeah, it's I like that.
I love that.
It's his daughter, Malene or
Marlene?
Malin Ackerman. Malene Ackerman.
Malene,
Do you know the
Malene sounds better.
He said it's pronounced like the actress Malene Ackerman, but I don't know her name.
I don't know that either.
I'm gonna say Malene. It's his daughter Malene. She's pretty bright, straight A's, all pre-AP classes. So
unfolding.
she's
Yeah,
a
with
formidable foe.
How old
Yes.
did she say? He's
Sixth
Sixth grade.
She's in
Well,
sixth
sixth
grade.
grade.
He wants to put her up against us.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I don't.
will not.
Well, I think it should be up to her to choose who she wants to go
She
up
better not
against.
pick me.
I hope she does. Because here's the thing. I don't know about your schools.
I'll fucking
AP
win.
wasn't allowed in the school system where I grew up until you were in high school. So for her to
She's
be in
pre-AP.
sixth-
Pre-AP.
Oh,
Pre-AP.
that's
I think it's like
even
grade
more
school
impressive.
version of the same
So
thing.
Yeah.
eventually she'll
Like-
transfer to fucking true
Yeah.
AP. Damn.
God. Okay.
Meatball,
yes.
you're the one that's gonna. Yeah, I mean, you're probably the same height, so you got to go against her.
So those two things, and also
Sorry, I meant to be nice.
subscribe to the audio on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and follow at @CatsAfterDark_ on Instagram.
So John Edward got caught.
Yeah.
John
I don't know.
Edward got caught.
But no, I brought that up because I talked about this because your Vietnamese thing reminded me
Yeah.
of it, which I'm sure I talked about on that KATS episode. But so one of my friends passed away from cancer. His mom hired one of those, whatever, clairvoyants.
They're also Vietnamese.
She said straight up, he's not going to make it to his 39th birthday. He literally, when he got cancer, we were with him. He died the day after his 39th birthday. So then when they told me that, I'm like he was
He
fighting.
died the day after.
Yeah, literally like the day after. So he fought so hard, but then he just kind of gave up after his 39th birthday. and he just died.
He's trying to prove
So
it
he
wrong.
made
Yeah.
it to his third.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
He's like,
how
watch this.
fucking, like that close. Why 39? And literally he died like a
But he
day
had
after.
cancer.
Yeah, but the timing of it.
The timing of it, yeah.
It was so trippy. So that made me think like, fuck, do some people actually really know shit?
They were wrong.
Yeah.
I know you would say that.
At the end of the day, that's what I was gonna say.
I know.
At the end of the day, she was fucking wrong.
She's wrong because he made her wrong. But
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
she probably was right, but he just fought it like way harder than he.
He's like, fuck her. I'm going to
Fuck
last
her, yeah.
one more day. He's like,
Right,
I'm
his
going to
death
last for
wish
40.
was like, no.
Because
It's
what?
just such a
Making it
trip.
past
So
the
how many months
39.
did they give him to live or something like? Or,
No, it came back like it was going away for a while, and we thought we were take him back home. He could be fine, but then it came back really strong, and then it just got difficult.
And then she was like, he won't make it to his 39th birthday.
No, she said it
And
when he was
like,
born.
Bitch, what?
When he was born.
Oh, she said it
Yeah, when he was born.
Oh,
That happens a lot too.
Yes.
A lot of Vietnamese
Oh, I
families
didn't know
will bring
that.
their
Yeah.
children
Yeah, that's a
to
little-
these
Yeah,
like
that's what I'm saying.
sidekicks, and they'll make
Still
predictions
wrong,
when
but
they're
I'm just
kids.
Nick.
It's cool to make light.
No,
but
no,
Still wrong.
yeah,
I'd not rather be light of this,
Yeah.
but yeah.
She
that's-
failed the class pretty much.
even when you said like he was just trying to prove her wrong, that was like one time I held off on making the joke. Yeah, because I was like, oh, that's a. But then you did, so game on.
No, but my
He's a
mom
fighter.
used to do
No, that's
stuff like that
crazy.
when we
I'm
were
sorry.
kids too. She did it for me, my sister, and my younger brother, all when we were kids, and
Yeah.
they all had predictions, which is kind of insane because when I remember the first time she did it, and she told me about it. I was in middle school, and the psychic said she's gonna have a career in entertainment. She's gonna be very successful. Just let her do whatever it is she wants to do. Don't force her to go to college for something that she doesn't want to do. And then the moment I got fired in the kid, my mom's like, I fucking knew it. The psychics told me.
Really?
It's
Yeah.
true though.
Hey, look up. Can you learn how to be a clairvoyant?
This is a different guy,
No. I'm just.
but it's
well,
an interesting quote.
That no, I'm just saying because he's like how to be a clairvoyant. This is it tells you how.
Oh, got it.
Uh,
So go ahead and read it off for us, Meatball.
me?
Yeah, we're popcorn reading. Let's go.
Fucking Meatball. He said,
on the
me?
We should do that. We should
he said,
just
"I
start
just
reading
searched this shit."
Shakespeare and go around do stanzas.
Popcorn reading?
Yeah.
The psychic business is built on lies. There's no supernatural power. You can't see the future, Edward says. We're in the gold age of the con. There are people coming out of the woodwork that would love to separate you from your money, but people just want someone to talk to. That's the bottom line. And this is
Stone
this is the
Cold
Chris
said
Edward guy?
so.
No. This is a different guy who, former psychic hotline worker and author of Psychic Blues, Mark Edwards said he's blowing the whistle on his former industry.
Mark Edward.
It's a $2 billion a year industry.
telling
What about
you.
the motherfucking psychics that tell people to break up with their motherfucking peoples?
Okay,
Like,
that's just
what's
people who
that?
live for
That
violence.
TV lady's name?
Is James
Miss
Beshara
Cleo?
in the,
Miss Cleo,
Wasn't she the OG of
call
it?
me now for your free reading. I don't know how good that was, but
It's solid.
I remember Miss Cleo.
And they charge by the minute, which is the
$3.99.
insane part.
Because they're not broke. They make a lot of money.
They absolutely
They're
have.
Like
doing
even
Right.
I like what is the fucking like even ones that aren't even like famous for doing the shit.
Yeah, I don't think like
Right?
everyone makes money, but I think if you have a certain amount of clientele, you're making bank. I think if you can hook people in and get them as a recurring customer, you're making bank regardless.
Especially if you go in and like say you did it and you tell us about it and we're like, oh shit. At least one of us is gonna fucking
Someone
go.
desperate
And
enough
then
to
you-
wanna
and then,
know.
You know, the word of mouth keeps going there.
So you asked how to do it. This is what he would do. It says what ABC News asked this guy what tricks of the trade would you use. He said you have to gauge the tone of a person's voice. If they're aggressive or laid back, in a hurry or skeptical, the first 5 or 4 words are important. Then I ask for their name and birthday, and if they have a specific question. At $4 a minute, they want to answer quick, and I answer as if I'm answering the question about myself. So basically, yeah,
So it's all bait.
basically, kinda,
So they're trying to be relatable in order to get information out of you.
yes. Changes it.
Oh, nice. You can bring him in. It's like the exact same thing as a sex worker, like a phone sex operator,
Yeah.
basically. Like
Have you ever
you
called
could do
one
it
of
for
those?
either profession.
Yeah.
Not that I've ever called. I really haven't. That's super pathetic.
Yo, think
to
about
me.
the type of people that do call. This shit.
They used to be on infomercials all the time.
All
Like
the
the
time,
moment
it's like-
9 p.m.
Yeah,
passed,
like,
all those
who's calling
infomercials
me?
came out.
Who needs someone to talk to that bad in a sexual way?
They're like 18 and over only.
Yeah, right? The stupid ass
forgot about
commercials.
those.
Local singles.
Meanwhile, you don't know what the fucking person looks like when you just call.
And usually They say that usually they're really big,
Really
and
big. Or,
unattractive.
yeah.
Have you seen the Mad TV sketch of it?
Uh-uh.
It's basically
Was Bryan
where
in
the no, I don't think Bryan was in that one. It's basically where the mom turned out to be the sex worker and the kid was like prank calling them. Hi.
Can you hear us?
Recording in progress.
Can you hear us?
Nice.
Hi,
we got
how are
you.
you?
There he is.
What is up?
What's up? Shit, I know what's up.
The KATS AD crew.
Yeah,
What's
you know what
up?
else is up? Come on, motherfuckers, man.
Yeah, we
It's
have-
time.
There we go. There we go.
Meatball.
3 p.m.
3
Like
p.m.
a 9 a.m.
Yep. Any time of the day, we take our magic mind. Look at us.
That's so awesome.
We call this the magic mind slap.
Yeah, the magic mind slap.
Yeah, that's right. It's like a dip can. It's
Yeah.
its own
Yep.
little cultural maneuver.
Nick got so
you didn't
excited
see
he
it, but I
spilled
was
his
just-
magic mind.
Yeah, I just got really excited to show how well I can pack a tin, and I threw it across the room. But I can do it pretty well. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Give me
There
this.
we go.
Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
I've actually
Oh,
never
nice.
done that.
Yeah.
But
Take your magic mind.
we are, of course, talking to James
Yeah.
Beshara, CEO of Magic Mind.
Ashwagandha.
There we go.
Cheers, guys.
That's right.
Cheers.
That's right.
Cheers.
Some people call it ashwagandha. I'm not going to tell you why,
I think I know
but
why.
it might help down there.
Oh.
Might help down there.
Oh.
Is this an aphrodisiac? That's one
Is it?
thing. For Pat, it is, I guess.
Not an aphrodisiac, but it does help with
Performance.
sex drive.
Wait, really?
Look at Meatball. Meatball's all excited.
I just couldn't tell if that was a joke or not.
We need the opposite of that from
Yeah.
Meatball. I think he's...
Yeah,
know.
Meatball, yeah, you got a lot of drive.
Meatball
You're
is
20, 23?
Yeah.
23, you got a lot of drive.
Well, James, we wanted to have you on and thank you for your support of Magic Mind, and we wanted to get your perspective on it. I mean, I think we do a pretty good job of selling it for you, but tell us when you started it.
Well, I will say that you guys may be the best job of selling for an advertiser I've ever heard, and that's I don't even know where it comes from. Maybe it's just a genuine. Maybe it's honestly I can't tell if it is. Man, they're so charitable and generous, or if it is the savvy of just you guys know that you've been in the game long enough. You're vets to where you're like, hey, if we try to just like I don't know. Run through advertisers, then no one wins. But whatever the reason, thank you for all of the promo y'all have done for our little company.
Yeah.
I would say the number one reason is the efficacy of the product.
Yep.
And my need to be focused. Number two,
Number two.
it's content. I mean, this is 10 minutes of a show we got.
Yeah.
we got airspace. We got airspace to fill. So either way, it works.
This is how
but
we does it.
It's changed Chappelle's life.
Changed my life. I no longer freak out on it. I'm good.
Dude, yeah, actually, I know that y'all touched on it in previous episodes, but yeah, Chappelle, what's been the arc like of going from, I know in episode 1, you're like, dude, what the hell is this? And you're pretty skeptical.
Oh, they just said, stop being a pussy. So then I was like, oh, okay, I got this.
But it definitely helped you as like a opening to take more caffeine because you're drinking an iced
yeah,
coffee
yeah.
now. He never drinks caffeine.
It was
Like
a
Magic
gateway
Mind-
drug.
There's a game.
Magic
See what you
Mind-
did. See what you did.
Yeah, dude, we're the rogue. We're kind of like the guerrilla warfare for Starbucks. Get more people on caffeine.
Yeah.
Get them into that zone where they can drink caffeine. But I remember you saying caffeine gave you jitters and it kind of freaked you out. So it's been
Oh
funny
yeah.
to watch.
No, and when I really think about it that day, I think I was just freaking out because I was like, man, I don't want to get freaking all hyped or anything like that of that
No,
nature.
I-
But it really does
honestly,
nothing
like-
of that. It's refreshing.
Well, it has been nearly a decade of research in the formula, and it started from when I was drinking 6 to 7 cups of coffee a day. It sent me to the ER,
Shit.
and I just had no idea. I remember reading like a CNN Money article talking about how you can have up to 5 cups of coffee a day. And now when I look back, I was like, why the hell was I getting my info from CNN Money? And
Yeah.
it must have been just some BS kind of like Big Coffee, Coffee Growers Association of America kind of push research because I had no idea it was doing some pretty big biological damage in my life, sending me to the ER with a heart condition. So it really is it started for the first 7 years of me just developing it for myself, and it really is this this concoction that gives you energy, but you don't feel amped on it, like most people are kind of afraid of. When you give them an energy drink.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, no, it's the best product I think I've taken ever.
Yeah.
And
I threw that in there.
we lost you for a second, James.
I threw that in there, dog. No, it's hey James, where you go?
You pissed him off. He saw the wink, so he left.
James.
I think
James,
he saw
come back.
he
I'm
saw
sorry.
the wink and he left.
Yeah.
He can see you. You know
He's
that.
upset.
James.
Yeah, why'd you wink directly
He's
at
back
him?
in. He's back
Hey,
in.
the wink was like, hey, it's good. Oh, what, y'all thought wink was sarcasm?
James, I need you to be completely honest.
Yeah.
Did Chappelle's wink scare you off?
It unnerved me
Okay.
because it took me for a little bit of a roller coaster ride. Because,
Did you know
we
my
actually do
intentions?
here pretty often. What's that?
Did you know my intentions of the wink?
I guess you are just a ride or die. You're gonna sell for your advertisers, but we do hear it all the time that it really is. The co-founder of Twitch said it was his favorite product discovery of the last 5 years. So
Really?
we do hear that kind of thing all the time. And so when you said that, I was like, oh.
No,
right,
I genuinely mean it.
No, he said
Oh,
when
well,
you
thank you,
when you
buddy. Thank you,
disconnected
Chappelle.
because we all yelled at him for the wink. He said
that-
that was to tell James thank you for the good product.
Yeah, it's like, hey, wink.
But the co-founder, I was
I
gonna.
gotcha.
I
I
was-
appreciate it, buddy.
I'm segueing everybody. The co-founder of Twitch is a guy named Justin Kahn, who was one of the many guests on James Beshara's podcast that he hosts, Below the Line, which, if I do say so myself,
Thank
is
you.
one of the best produced podcasts I've ever seen.
Jesus.
Really?
It rivals this one.
Wow.
We were blurry 2 episodes ago, but let's not talk about that.
Man,
He just
listen,
had.
what it.
Tell us about.
I take full responsibility for that compliment, and I love it because it takes a show creator to choose a producer.
It
and
does.
to choose wisely, and so whatever happens under that umbrella, I take full credit for. So thank you, Nick. That means a lot.
Yeah.
No, we work together for listeners. We work together. That's how I know that the KATS AD crew is through Nick helping produces Below the Line for me.
Man,
There we go.
I didn't catch that at all.
Immediately. I was like,
You don't
okay.
think the name Below the Line sounds kind of similar to another podcast Nick works on?
Coincidence.
Okay. I thought you were starting like a very specific branding
So
for
funny.
yourself.
But I will say, to do a plug within a plug, Magic Mind is also a sponsor of another Below Deck podcast, which is
Okay.
one of the best, if I don't say so myself, hosted podcasts. Rivals this one and Below the Line.
Rivals. A lot of rivals in the room.
A lot of rivals.
A lot of rivals in the room.
And as a small company that advertises on KATS After Dark, I'll be honest, I can't keep track of where the funds go because they go in and then back out, and there's a heavy movement of money between advertising on KATS After Dark, working with Nick on Below the Line, Below Deck, then Below the Deck, and KATS After Dark. The advertising then sends money back into Magic Mind. And I'm cross-eyed.
It is a wicked web we've weaved.
I know, it is.
I will say I'm the only one keeping track of it because I alerted your team that I was paid twice for a Below Deck sponsorship. I could have kept it in my pocket.
Honest
There we
Abe
go.
right there.
Thank you.
But I will say about Below
And
the Line
that's-
also.
And that's why we're gonna sign up for more episodes on Below Deck and KATS After Dark.
Woo! That's amazing. Also on Below the Line recently, he just had a guy you may know, Bryan Callen. Hour and a half. Very.
Oh, just some guy who used to be on Mad TV.
The guy from Mad TV. I love
Yeah.
that.
It's sad. I heard he's like
Yeah.
losing his hair now and shit.
But a different side of Bryan than you may know from Fighter and the Kid. So, and also Pete Holmes, and then a myriad of other guests that are incredible.
Yeah,
He's getting them on
Brian
there.
episode was really cool. It was he shared more than I've ever heard him share on just what Below the Line is. It is a cardinal sin. I'm not talking about a podcast on another podcast.
I
but
like it.
Well, to just to give some context of the title, below the line is basically what happens beneath the waterline of an iceberg. 90% of what's going on for a creator just never gets talked about, and they don't give that. Like Shapel, I love when you talk about how. I remember you saying one time, 3 podcasts, promoting constantly, and it's still just such a grind. Selling tickets, building an audience is not for the faint of heart.
Yeah.
And it's those brief moments that I love as a creator. I've been building startups for 15 years, and I just love those brief insights that you get into how hard this shit is.
Oh yeah, people don't realize it. Like
rare.
It's a lot of work. Like it's like you can't just do the minimal work for anything. I mean, you never could to begin with. But like to make something happen, you have to go almost above and beyond, especially nowadays, because there's so many people that are trying to do things and create stuff. I think, you have to really find your way and what works for you and what gets you noticed the most, How
many years have you been doing this?
Doing what? Existing? 35
stand
years?
up.
Oh, stand up.
Exactly.
Stand up. I was like existing 35. Stand up 9 years, and then podcasting. When did I do Cats?
2018.
I want to
No.
19.
I joined right when the pandemic hit.
Yeah, so that was
2020.
2020. That was only 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh wow! What?
Yeah. That's when I
You've
joined.
only been doing it for 2 years.
Yeah.
I feel like the real journey, though, to the point of how long it takes and how much grind there is the 9 years of stand-up. You didn't get on the podcast until you did 7 years of stand-up.
Yes.
Well, yeah, and that's the part that I love chatting with Shapel. Would love to have you on Below the Line because
Oh wow! Look at that.
It really is. That's my favorite part of talking to creators. That's what the whole podcast is about. Is the journey between the ears of just managing your psychology through 9 years. Anyone that I think from the outside, most people, not everyone, but the vast majority look from the outside and they're like, oh yeah, it's a grind for 16 months. And then you like catch a wave or like 22 months. No, that shit is 100 straight months of thinking, okay, around the corner, the corner. And until maybe you get enough of a perspective, maybe 2 years in, 3 years in, probably in my entrepreneurial journey of building startups, I probably realized maybe 4 years in, I was like, no, this is like any other craft. This is going to take 10 years.
Oh, it takes
the first 4
time.
years.
Yeah,
and I just thought, it's around the corner. It's around the corner for 4 years before I was like, all right, let me give this a healthy dose of reality, and it's going to take 10 years. And yeah, it's been 15 of building startups, and probably didn't catch a wave till right about 10 years in.
And actually today, specifically, it's been 2 years for one journey. Happy birthday to Magic Mind.
Happy birthday!
Yes, happy birthday, Magic Mind. Yeah, that's such a bullshit version of the story too. It's 2 years, but it was like 7 years before that of tinkering and iterating. It was a year before it launched of like just getting the branding right, making sure the product tasted good. And it's you chop everyone, and we have to because very few people, unless you're creators or interested in that kind of stuff, want to hear that whole story. So you chop off that part, and then I don't know. Shapel's story is going to be in 2 years. It's going to be like, oh, I got on to King the Sting, and even he will be forced to shorten the story. And we all, every single one of you all has like a 10-year story that. I don't know. You just at some point in your career, you just chop it off, and people don't hear that part.
Yeah, man, that's amazing.
I love it.
Deep.
I love it.
Deep.
This episode's called Below the Line of Cats After Dark.
Of Cats After Dark. Below the line of Cats After Dark.
Could I ask you guys? Just I know that y'all have much more interesting things to chat about, but for listeners to hear, you all have touched on it in previous episodes, but I'd love to hear everyone's 9-year version, the 10-year version, just like 2 minutes each. Like Nick, you were living out of your car.
I was working at a mixed martial art company. I was the only employee of this guy who was importing goods from India. I got it down.
Yo, he had his
were you
ready for this.
Well, we've talked a decent amount, but Yeah, I
Chin,
quit my.
You're up next, Chin. So no,
I'm ready.
It's not even like a
Chin was in a gang. Chin almost
Gang.
killed a guy.
Nah,
killed
never
the
in a
guy.
gang. Never in a
got
gang.
bodies
He's never
on his
in the
fucking-
gang. He led the gang. Get it
Gang.
right.
No.
He has the scars to prove it.
Yeah.
He does.
Quit my job, lived in my car, drove cross country to LA, 7 months, didn't get a job, got an internship for free for the Adam Carolla show for 3 months, Ubered 70 hours a week while I was interning for free for 30, met Theo Von there. In between there, worked for Funny or Die, got laid off when they laid off a third of their company, and then hooked up with Theo and we took off.
Boom.
Yeah, I mean, and
I got chills a little
story. Well, seriously, everyone. I got chills when you said that, and you in a cocktail setting and a dinner setting, that part just gets like you just like let go of that part of the story that was so critical and probably extremely stressful, emotional, uncertain. Obviously, you didn't have this certainty that it would work out, and yet you let go of that part of the story, and someone says, "What are you doing?" You just like go right into the here and now, and people don't get the insight into how hard, how lucky at times, but also how risky you were willing to take, agency within your career. Chin, what is yours? What's your below the line version of how you're sitting here today like a boss?
Like a
shit.
boss.
Gang
Thanks,
shit.
dude. No, never been in a gang, but just making sure everyone
Inside
knows
jokes,
that.
inside
never
jokes.
been in a gang. I'm trying to like go through it. So I remember going to college. I had no idea what I wanted to do, so I just kept changing my major from art to music to I think graphic or psychology. And then went to college for 6 years, transferred to different colleges, finally got to California State University of Long Beach. And then I realized, okay, I was working also full-time as a computer networking engineer. So I just made more money doing that. So I just went to school part-time, then just gave up on school. I thought I was just going to be a computer networker. Then changed occupations from there because I wanted to do music, record. I went to school for music, for audio engineering. Interned at a music studio, and then eventually moved over to voiceover, started recording voiceover, then went to a Korean television network, and then got laid off from that because my thing that I was doing as a voiceover director for a Korean television show which was dubbed in Spanish. So I would train Spanish voiceover artists.
When was that? What year was that?
Dang, it was 5-6 years ago. About 6 years ago. And then when my department cost too much money, so they laid off our department and outsourced to Argentina. So then I was like, oh, what am I gonna do now? And I loved podcasting, and I heard Brendan on Joe Rogan's show saying like they're leaving Fox, they need a producer. So I started writing into their Find the Kid shop because they had no email, there's like no contacts, and got no responses. So I just made a little USB drive. I put all my resume, all the music I did, how I built the studios, all that stuff into a little USB drive that looked like a Lego. And I found out Brendan was going to be Meatball's interested. And then I found out Brendan's going to be at a Hollywood Improv. So I went there with one of my buddies, saw him there. When he walked off stage, I just went up to him, I just handed him my drive. And I was like, yeah, I can be your next producer. Just check out the drive. And then I got the job.
This might be a virus that empties all of your bank accounts or resume.
That's why he's like, I don't know if I want to stick this in my computer, but all right, we'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably borrowed Brian's. Hey, Brian, can I borrow your computer for a sec?
Brendan never uses computers. Brendan has never owned a laptop or a computer.
I believe
How crazy is that? So his brother took the
That
USB drive.
is.
It's insane.
Isn't
Yeah.
that insane?
Yeah, that's insane.
But that's a younger generation too, I think now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on an iPad. I never use a laptop either.
There you go.
I
He has
use my
7.
iPad Pro.
Those
my
are sick.
2018 iPad Pro for everything. But okay, Kat, what about? See, okay, so that is a perfect example, Chin. That it's like that's what a career looks like. It looks like you're wandering, and it looks like there's like these stutter starts.
Oh yeah, big time.
A break. Oh, I'm catching a break. Nick, same thing. I bet Shapel. I bet you could recount a few times where you're like, "Fuck yeah, I just caught a break. This is it."
Yeah, yeah.
And then it's like the real break seems to come when you're so faded, you're so jaded from catching a break that you stop, I don't know, keeping count. That's how many times you have to seemingly catch a break before it really is a break, and you actually kind of you actually get taken in by some wave of something bigger than yourself. But I remember in building startups, first 2 companies, complete failures, and I was just like, oh, we got this investor. Oh man, we got this number of customers. Oh wow, this press. And I just thought, oh, this is going to break wide open. And then it's you stop putting any expectations on something outside of just like the process of just doing it over and over and over again. But that's brilliant perseverance, going above and beyond to get your resume in front of Brendan. Brendan, what about you, Kat?
Well, I actually went to college to study theater because I did terribly in high school and really wanted to leave San Jose. I have Tiger parents. They would not let me go or do anywhere unless they were absolutely sure that I could make a living. And I was like, how can I get out of San Jose as fast as possible? I'm going to try to audition to every art school I can. And I happened to get into USC, which got me out of San Jose. And on my senior year there, after having terrible time there, because I just did not know how to adapt in a university setting. I was on academic probation for a good year and a half, almost flunked out of college. Senior year, I started to actively try my best, and I did really well. And I really didn't know what I wanted to do after graduation, because what are you going to do with a fucking theater degree in LA? Like that, might as well throw that out the door. I ended up DMing Brendan during the last quarter of my senior year. And he said, oh, I actually do need an intern, but I need one right now. Can you start working? And I couldn't because my theater department had me doing classes from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. So I was at school every day from 10 to 11, could not do it. Once I graduated, I DM'd him again, like, hey, offer still stands. Like, I will come work for you for free. I really want the experience. So I came, I interned, and I had a small salary off the top, which helped a lot. But then I needed to find other jobs to supplement living in LA. As expensive of a city it was, I took on 2 extra jobs, which then became 3 jobs. So I was working 4 jobs at one time because I really wanted to stay on the podcast. And so I was doing all these extra odd jobs in order to keep that one. And I would work my schedule around recording these podcasts. I would work right before that 1 to 2 hour slot. And once I started...
Did that make sense to your parents?
No, absolutely not. And my parents are like refugee immigrants. My dad works 2-3 jobs all the time. And he told me, you need to calm down. This is too much. You're doing the most. Like, just come home or find something else. It's fine. But I was so determined to make it work that I kept doing it until I absolutely couldn't. I had a conversation with Brendan, and he's like, wait, why are you doing all this? Just work for me full time. Like, why are you working 4 jobs? I was like, I don't know. I didn't want to, like, I don't know. It just never occurred to me to ask for a full-time position. And when I did, he took me on right under his wing. And that's how I got here.
That is a lesson I have also had to learn over and over and over again of, it never hurts to ask. And yet, and your story sums up, you DM'd for the internship. It already worked to put yourself out there and ask. And yet you forget the story, you forget the results of that 4 or 5 months later, and you stop asking or you stop persevering for advocating for what you want. But that's, it never, for any listeners, especially in entrepreneurship, shamelessly ask, ruthless. I still fire off 4 or 5 emails a day that I just know 4 are never going to get a reply and 1 might. And you just get like so numb to being ignored. And it's awesome because 1 out of 5, this thing that you like just lobbed a request over, it works. And so you just keep doing it. But at this point, completely numb to just asking. And yet I'll still find myself in a situation where I forget to actually push at a dinner where I'm next to the founder of Air One or something. It's like, oh, I should push to get Magic Mind into Air One. And I'll, after the dinner, be like, why didn't I do that? And just have to relearn the lesson. What has it been like like even right now, does it make sense to your parents? And what is that? I feel like central tension in a lot of creators' lives is what you want for yourself and what others want of you.
Yeah, it absolutely makes sense now. Speaking of like that asking and getting no replies, that's so funny because I actually did email. I remember emailing Fighting the Kid. I emailed Theo. I emailed Tiger Belly before. Like I emailed so many different podcasts that I was listening to, and the only response I got was from Brendan. And so that like you just got to keep asking, even if you get no response. But now it makes a lot of sense to my parents. I think a big part of that is they just wanted to make sure that I was going to be okay, that I could stand on my own 2 feet. But the first paycheck I got, and granted, this isn't my podcast paycheck. Like once I hit OnlyFans and I started making like big girl money, I paid off my parents' house. So to them, they were like, oh, this makes sense. Wow. That was the first thing I did with the money. And they were like, oh yeah, like do whatever you want.
Yeah, that'll quiet some criticisms quick.
Yeah.
No, but my parents were so supporting for like immigrant parents who wanted kids to come to this country and be like lawyers or doctors. And I told them I wanted to play pretend on TV because I wanted to be like a WWE star when I was 8. For them to like let me just go and pursue what I wanted to do, it was like as much as it was for them to pay off their house, it was more so like I want to do this for like it's almost like for me to be able to give it to them. Like I'm doing a good thing for you, but it's kind of for me to just show like I can do it.
Well, these kinds of stories I think are so empowering for people that listen and feel like their story is different. Like especially in the startup game where people are like, fuck, I like Instagram was like from one idea to $1 billion 13 months later. Oh, this isn't happening like that. And it's like, no, that's not even the real story. Like Instagram messed up so bad with their first version, the first year, that they rebranded completely and started over. But I remember thinking, oh, that's the story that I should be shooting for. Not only was it incorrect, but two, you'd hear the real stories of people and you realize, oh, they were 17 months in feeling like they had gone 10 steps backward instead of feeling like they had made any progress. Or it's hearing your story that you just gave, Kat, where it's you go through this spell where people around you just don't understand. Jeff Bezos has this great quote of innovators must have the willingness to be misunderstood. And once you hear it and it like kind of clicks of like, oh, I'm not understood by any of my friends or family members why I'm doing this, X, Y, Z, whatever you're going after. And then you hear that soundbite of top 3 richest people in the world saying you've got to have a willingness to be misunderstood. You're like, oh, that's a superpower that I'm able to do this. And yeah, it might be 3 years, it might be 9 years before it makes sense to them. But this is exactly how it should feel, is misunderstood, and my willingness to be out on a limb and do something that doesn't make sense to my friends or family or parents.
Absolutely.
I love that that Bezos quote about I've said to myself, like, no one understands your vision until it comes to fruition. Like, you can tell someone exactly a plan you have. I'm like, I know this is gonna work, and like there's just like blank stares, and I'm like, but you can't let it deter you, because they'll be like, oh, right, that's what you meant. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, your vision is a doorway that really only fits you. You can't, and you waste too much time trying to get 15 friends from back home, your parent. It will not fit them. It is just made for you. And but when you go through it, and you go through it a couple times, then you're on this other side, and like you said, then it makes sense to them. And honestly, you get past even caring about bringing them along. They're jumping through the doorway that now they see exists, and you're on to the next and the next and the next, and you just get so comfortable, like riding a bike, so comfortable doing something on a Tuesday, a Thursday, a Friday night at 9 p.m. while your friends are doing something else and not being understood. And you're just so comfortable with it. You're like, yeah, this is actually where I'm most at home.
You know what would be an incredible tease? Instead of hearing, and maybe we can hear Christians too. Instead of hearing Chappelle's right now, we get him in studio for Below the Line.
Hell yeah.
and we do it. That's how you hear Chappelle's Below the Line, which would be like 90 minutes in a week or two on Below the Line.
Hey, I'm down for
I would
that.
love that. And then we'll do.
Where you based out of?
Venice.
Cats After Dark.
Oh, you're in
LA?
Venice? Oh, I can do that.
Yeah, I was in San Francisco for 10 years, and we just moved down 2 years ago.
Well, that was aggressive, huh?
That was very aggressive.
Where are you based out of?
Meatball, how'd you get here?
How I get here?
No one cares. I'm just kidding.
Man, do this shit yourself then. Nothing. I was just like working in Rhode Island and just trying to figure out where I wanted to go to college, and I knew I didn't want to stay in Rhode Island. Both my brothers were in LA at the time, so I decided to go to community college out here just to give it a shot. Ended up majoring in marketing and advertising. During that, I was working as a busser, host, like at a bunch of different restaurants. I was so broke. I was even doing WAGs, walking people's dogs for about $12 an hour. Probably one of the worst experiences of my life. Cut to a year later, I'm still working at I'm working at a restaurant, sleeping on a couch with my friend, spending all my money in
Just friends.
Just friends.
friends.
Another grown man.
Yeah,
Another grown man.
Just friends. Just
Sure.
I was paying
Besties.
Opposite of rent, where you're getting paid for a couple favors, but just
just friends, Doc.
But yeah, so we were crammed into a couch. So like I struggled there until I graduated Santa Monica College. I was in the process of doing work with Miller Lite because I was selling them a commercial. And then COVID hit, shut all of it down. I moved home, worked at a gun store for a year. And my older brother, who has known Nick for about 5 years, Nick and Theo, was reached out to by Brendan saying that they needed a new social media guy. So my brother recommended me. Brendan texted me that day, and a week later, I had already moved. I packed up all my shit and came back out here to start here.
Well, that's another perfect example of one extreme dedication, perseverance, and still like the stutter starts.
Mm-hmm.
And you think it's all happening, and then something like COVID, completely out of our control, happens in our journeys, and then you go back home. Did you go back home and think I'm never going back, or did you, for at least a spell, or did you go back home even on your way there? You're like, oh, I'm going back.
I knew I was going back, so I was here for about 3 months in the beginning of the pandemic, but I didn't like just sitting at home collecting unemployment. I like to work for my money, so I was just applying for jobs all the time, and then I was only supposed to go to Rhode Island for a week, but when I was home, I got offered a job at my friend's gun store, so I was like, okay, yeah, I don't have anything in LA, so I'll work here until I figure out a plan and find a job back in LA. So it was only temporary, and then I got the job here, and then that's why I came back out. So I knew deep down I was going back
$50 million home in Pacific Palisades.
pretty soon. From that Magic Mind money.
From turning tricks to posting reels.
Yeah. That's right.
Let's go.
Well, so look out for this episode of Below the Line. This is going to be a huge influx of numbies.
I love it. Get the servers ready, Nick.
But James, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so
for
much.
your and we have
guys.
we have it recorded on video. Thank you for your continued support for Magic Mind.
Yes.
Of Cats After Dark.
Thank you for
I love
all of it.
It's really fun to support what y'all are doing. I mean, it's just a great show to begin with, but it's also you guys are all so lovable, and it's fun to be in this tiny little universe. And who knows who's going to end up with the most money with all this movement of funds. But that's why I'm rubbing elbows with Nick every day. Because he might be the kingpin in a few years, and we might all be working for him.
Might he?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Kat is in the lead.
Yes, she is.
She's in the lead right now. So.
Yeah.
Cold open.
Yeah,
There you
go.
I do feel like I
She's
agree.
kicking our ass.
I agree with you though. In a few years, Nick might be like the Suge Knight of podcasting. That's the vibe I
Yeah,
get.
exactly. Especially
I'll
with
run
Tim's
any one of
game
you over.
know-how. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate it. Now,
Yeah.
Magic Mind, it's a company of 3 people, so we're a small small little outfit, but it is a lot of fun to listen to the ad reads from you all every week. And I really appreciate all of the support.
James is gonna hop off this and onto a Zoom with like Carl Icahn or somebody.
Right.
No, I'm actually. You know what? I'm actually going to go play with my 4-year-old.
Oh, yeah.
She is waiting patiently in the next.
Well, thank you so much for your
Thank you,
time,
James.
and
Thank
tell
you,
her
James.
thank you for her time because we took it away from her. I can
yeah,
see her.
Thank you guys, and
She just moved behind
Shapel.
you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And Shapel. I'm actually really surprised how quiet she's been. But Shapel, I'm going to hit you up, and we'll get you on below the line.
You know where to find me, man. I'm all over this motherfucker. Oh, excuse me.
There's a child in the room.
I know, my bad. Child in the room. All right, James.
Bye, James.
Have a good
See ya.
one.
Thank you.
All righty.
Bye, y'all.
Bye-bye.
Hit end, meatball. You not do that?
Good vibes and a
Good
drink.
vibes
Good
and
vibes
a drink. Oh, that was awesome.
He like
We're like this.
I love the segment on Cats After Dark of Below the Line. Like that.
Yeah.
That I was fascinated by all you guys.
Yeah.
Same. I think I forget how much goes on before all of us got here until kind of hearing individually what each of us were doing.
Yeah.
I totally forgot that Chin used to work at a different
A nail
network.
sa-
Like a nail salon? What?
Sorry, what?
That was racist.
At a Korean
You got to
network.
make money, dude. You got to make money somehow.
That's true.
Yeah.
I love that. So it was a Korean television show that was dubbing over to Spanish that got outsourced. Oh, because they speak Spanish in Argentina. I was like
Yeah.
thinking a third language. Third language. Okay. Either way, still convoluted. Yeah. What a crazy gig.
That's why I was like, what happened in what order? I'm like trying to figure out. So it's trippy when he asks that. I'm like, oh crap.
Mine's a lot.
Yeah,
So-
that's why
You
you
have
need
a
90
crazy
minutes.
That's actually smart that you
Yeah.
did that. I was like, mine's kind of crazy.
I didn't do that to cut you off. I got
it
that to
was
promote
smart.
Below the Line.
Yeah.
I get what.
Below the line. Below the line.
All right, where's this 6th grader at?
Yeah, next week. That's next week.
week.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want him to go on Sporkle, press random, and we play one thing.
let's go. Let's do a
now?
game of Sporkle.
Yeah,
Go for it.
Sporkle.com. Because it's 3:20.
Yes, it is.
I do gotta pee, though.
39?
I just.
Oh, 3:39. All right, wrap it. I got it. I
Oh,
just
yeah,
have-
because you got to. Well, I mean,
No,
he has to clean up a possum and take it to the animal
possum?
shelter.
What?
my friend's out of town, and his girl has like an autoimmune disease, and
Okay.
she like, can't leave the house. And there's this. She's like a huge animal lover. They have like, I'm not kidding, 32 cats in their house.
That's terrible.
I'm not kidding. It's insane. So, and there's like a possum that like died or it's like hurt in the backyard that they need help bringing to the animal hospital. I wish I didn't live so close because they know where I live. They're like, can you come help us? I'm like, yeah,
Awesome.
sure.
my favorite part of that is he said it's either hurt or died. I don't know.
Like, I don't know.
It's like
Well, because
what?
the first text, she's like, oh, it's hurt. And I was like, well, I'm
Bro,
not going to be there
content.
till 4.
Content.
Take pictures of this possum.
Take pictures
Take
of this
videos
possum.
of this possum.
We need all the information. content.
But I love that as we're talking about this possum's life is like
I know,
on the
it's
line
not-
right now.
Yeah, we're just sitting here.
Just in here talking.
It could be dead.
It could be dead.
could-
We don't
or
know.
it could be
He said-
struggling
He said
right
it's
now.
hurt or dead.
Or it's playing possum. We don't know.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you know what?
true.
Possums do play dead.
They
Yeah,
do.
they
They
do
do,
play
they
dead.
do.
If
I'll
you-
let you know. I'll let you know if it's
Watch,
playing
go
or
to a
not.
video. It's kind of cool. Go to a video.
The possum is dying, Chappelle.
Yeah.
never
We
mind,
don't have
never
time
mind,
for this,
never
damn
mind.
it.
We don't have time.
When my
Whatever.
grandma would wake me up in the morning for school, she'd be like, "Oh, you're playing possum." When I bet a lot of old people say that.
Well, I'll let you guys know if he's playing possum or he's really
Got it.
possum.
Look at it, possum. Exactly. They just go.
I hope
It's
the
kinda
possum's
cute, though.
alive.
I hate possums.
As I
Fuck
was
possums.
strolling in my garden today,
What are we?
It's your grandma, dude.
I know, right?
This is on the other
I've never seen
on
my
other
father
podcast
such an
network, isn't
animal
it?
Before, and his ears look weird to me.
Is this
Regular
an old
Steve
Indian lady?
Irwin.
I googled it quickly.
And
It
they're
looks
German.
adorable.
like that this is a possum. Never seen a possum before.
You ever seen a possum lady?
Oh, my dad's never seen a skunk until he came to the U.S. He tried to capture it and it sprayed him.
And see
Yep, they
He was
do
like
that.
20.
They do
what
that.
he's doing here.
That's a big ass possum.
They're all that big.
Might be interesting.
I like seeing
So
them
is it
walk
not
across
pla-
the
does
street.
it
They're
not-
kind of
Why are
funny.
we watching this?
Yeah. Anyways,
Give it-
yo.
Save
So
the-
anyways,
Save the actual possum.
since we were talking about origin stories and people trying to make shit happen, why don't y'all make shit happen and come see me perform May 6th and 7th in fucking San Diego. I just custom my whole promo for San Diego. It was aggressive, but hey, show up. You know what I mean? I'll be at Mic Drop Comedy Club. It's a new comedy club. I'm doing the opening weekend, the grand opening weekend of that club. So that'll be fun. And plus, I've never headlined San Diego, so it'd be nice if you San Diegoans came on out. Also, I'll be doing a one-nighter in my hometown in Phoenix at Stand Up Live May 12th. And then Meatball is going to come hang out with me at Comedy Connection in Rhode Island. I know there's going to be a line of people in Rhode Island wanting to meet him, which would be amazing. You know what I mean?
Meatball meet and greet.
Yeah, Meatball meet and greet. Hey, help me sell my merch.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got me. And yeah, that's it for me.
Oh yeah, I'm not doing anything like anywhere, so that's
There you
cool.
go.
Catch
Okay,
me
okay.
at home or on OnlyFans. OnlyFans.com/cat. I don't type it in. You do this every week.
No, I was gonna,
You
but
do
you
this
said
every
it.
week.
Hey,
And it's not like him being like mean or anything. It's just like I get so embarrassed. I try to tell
no,
people.
I know.
I get it.
You
I
and
get
I-
it. You're just like,
But
hey,
he's trying to
don't-
be like a good friend and like support me. But I'm like, Meatball, stop.
Yeah, no, you and I did talk about it, and as I was typing in, she's like, I shouldn't be doing this, but I was like,
Yeah.
it was just out of, you like looked at me
It
after
was
you
just
said
out of
it.
habit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He sits down his laptop. OnlyFans.com/Cattien.
I do. That's why I'm kind
I
of
used to
glad.
do that in college. I went to Facebook so much. I would just type it. I'm like, I'm not even trying to go on my computer right now. Why am I typing in Facebook? what you
That's why I'm kind of glad she stopped me because I
Love
didn't want it
muscle
to.
memory.
I didn't want it to
Love
show
Muscle
up.
memory.
Love it. Jin?
Same old stuff.
Catch his
YouTube.
vlog about his time
His
in Great
birthday
Yeah,
Lakes.
trip?
my
Yeah.
birthday. Oh no, yeah, my birthday. Yeah, it was my birthday. But also the Thick Boy album. I think the drop date is April 29th.
I just asked him before the episode so I could plug it, and then I forgot. So I'm glad you did.
I think it's the 29th. I'm not 100% sure.
So
though.
the day after Brendan's special.
Yes, or the
The
day
release
of.
date is April 28th.
28th.
That's
And
a special release, though.
That's a Saturday. Maybe it's like in conjunction with or something. I don't know.
Conjunction, what's your function? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
And he has one song released on his on the Thick Boy YouTube,
Yep.
Standing O with Mike Stud.
Yeah. And there's like Jelly Roll's going to be on the album. Mike Stud's going to be on the album. Little Bras, obviously. Me. And a bunch of other.
Chappelle.
Oh,
Chappelle,
my band's got shows coming
Eric
up,
Griffin.
and I'll announce those whenever I want.
That's exciting. Are you on the album?
Yeah.
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 Mark Harley's on there.
Sing on the album a little bit, you know.
Vocals.
Kind of fucking vocals.
Bars.
Bars. Catch Meatball on Instagram at C Paolo.
Paolo.
6.
Catch his TikTok at
Christian.Paolo.
If it isn't banned.
If It Isn't Banned.
50-50 shot.
Yeah, 50-50 shot.
Nick?
The Ultimatum on Netflix, if anybody's watching. We're covering that on my Patreon, patreon.com/another podcast network. And on that Patreon, we have Love is Blind seasons 1 and 2 covered, Flavor of Love.
There you go.
That's a great one.
I mean,
Best.
me and my two friends, we can recap any reality show and make it really funny. Even if I hate the show.
Yeah.
Ultimatum's okay, though. Oh, I know you guys talked about it on Fighter and the Kid.
Yeah,
Oh,
a little bit
that dating
ultimatum.
thing.
Chappelle's like, we did?
Remember they were talking
There's
about
a
the
clip
girl
out
who
of
looks
it.
like Adele? And
Remember-
then they
hey,
were all
she got
going.
that long
They were
face, remember?
trying to.
Oh,
yeah,
that's how I remember.
Yeah.
There you
There
go.
we go.
When Brendan said the lady had the long face.
the peanut
She does.
candy.
She does?
He sounded mean, she does. Or she looks like handsome Squidward.
That's a great reference. That's a
Also,
great reference.
Also, because you have a long face doesn't mean you're ugly.
it doesn't.
Just, a long
Just
face.
more
I've
Because
got
I
love,
am
to look
beautiful
bars.
in every single way.
If you want to catch that voice.
words can't bring me
Oh
down.
my god.
Head to San
And then
Diego.
do handsome Squidward / Ultimatum. What did I miss?
Help me.
I
missed it
tried
too.
to hit a note,
Oh.
and it just sounded really bad.
Oh, damn, it's not. This must have been just one of our listeners that made that side by side because it's not coming up. But she looks exactly like him.
She does.
I've called the girl before I heard him call Brendan call her long face.
Yeah.
I called her handsome. She's a very handsome woman.
Yeah, there are
Probably
some
not-
people
she-
who are
listen,
handsome
we're sitting
women.
here dissing this
and
girl. She's
beautiful
probably a nice
men.
gal.
Yeah.
I'm saying she's handsome.
Oh, got it.
that's not a
Okay,
bad
okay,
thing.
okay. He says she's handsome.
I
Okay.
think it's a compliment, but it has a certain connotation.
Yeah, certain kind. All right.
I say we end it with Nick sent me the Cats After Dark theme song that someone sent in, so I say
Yeah.
we end it with that.
Good job.
There you go. We'll close it out
Thank
with
you.
that.
I forgot
Y'all
about
have a
that.
good one.
Start this.
We can start whatever. Fuck it, let's just start.
Bring this back after how many years?
8 years.
Is this a superstar?
Yeah. You know.
Could we have
Ooh.
I love that intro.
This is like a month and a half late. This guy sent it.
Better late than never.
He said in his email, episode 3 was super funny. So
11, 12 now.
Headphones.
Shout out Chin, shout out Cat. What up, Shapel? See him in the back. Nick bringing them facts. He look like a caveman from the past. Been in line about his diet. No, he low key eating snacks. All we missing right now is getting a little browse on the track. You know Chin singing them hooks. Cat coming with the looks. Lacey doing backflips every time he on stage.
I wouldn't reduce you to just looks, but
Screaming out anal. Nick newly free and he's single. Magic Mind had a shot.
not anymore. I'm actually going to Denver with Jules.
We love her.
Big body, no beans, man. This studio we don't rent. Everything we own, and we did it all on our own. Everybody left Cali, but we made Calabasas our home. Our own two we stood on. Y'all flip flop, y'all two-tone. We too grown to be told on. Can't cancel us, Joe Rogan. Good luck coming for the crown, boy. You know, sitting on this throne. Big boy studios, we going hard. No, they hate, cause we on our job. 5 mics, $5. You tuned in to Cat 7 Dog.
Is it 5 of us?
Big boy studios,
Yes.
we
It's
going
5 of us.
hard.
It is.
Great counting.
5 mics, $5.
Come through with the ad libs. Come on.
You tuned in to Cat 7 Dog.
I forgot what.
Best podcast in the world, Craig. Well, maybe not the world, but definitely the best podcast on Sundays. See, no longer we on Supercast, but you're still rocking with a Supercast.
Hey.
Well, that's not a thing anymore either. Supercast. No one signed up for Supercast.
AKA Little Snickerdoodle, AKA Little Booty Pirate. You know, cheeks up, face down.
What?
What? I don't know what that
dope.
last part was for.
Yeah, that was good up until that. That got a little. But yeah, that was hard.
That was
That was hard.
nice.
That was hard.
All
Shout
right.
out to that guy.
Booty Pirates forever.
Shout out to Booty Pirates.
See ya.
Bye.